In 1930, three Indians decided to chase a dream, the Aga Khan Trophy, a special prize for a unique air race aimed at promoting aviation and flying in India. The rules were relatively simple. You had to fly from India to England or vice versa within 6 weeks, but solo. And of course, you had to be an Indian national. The first one to do so would win a grand prize of a princely £500. The first and second attempts of the first contestant, an aeronautical engineer who took off from Croydon in England and flew in the direction of Karachi, were marred by accidents. But he was third time lucky, thankfully. Though this stroke of luck too came with a twist. Though he managed to land successfully in Karachi, he landed on exactly a day after his 6-week window had concluded, and therefore he did not make the cut. His name was Manmohan Singh. The second contestant also decided to follow a similar flight path and fly from England to India. Everything was clicking perfectly, but somewhere over Libya, the engine of his de Havilland Gypsy Moth biplane started sputtering. The contestant quickly realized that there was a mechanical failure because of malfunctioning spark plugs. Now, this was a serious concern, but since he was a highly skilled pilot, he was able to, despite this failure, fortunately make an unscheduled landing in Egypt. He was informed here that the earliest replacements for those faulty spark plugs would take several days at the earliest to be delivered. As he dejectedly put the telephone receiver down, he knew right then that he was out of the race. Unbeknownst to this drama, a third contestant who chosen to fly in the opposite direction, taking off from Karachi and flying to Croydon, was about to make a scheduled landing. Where? At the very same airstrip in Egypt where the second contestant was stranded. Upon learning about his predicament, the third contestant could easily have said, "Tough luck, mate," and waved cheerio to him, wiping out his only competition in the race. A move that would have ensured that he would go on to comfortably win the trophy and all the accompanying accolades. But that's not what he did. He was fully prepared for all exigencies and had spare sets of spark plugs that he unhesitatingly shared with his competitor, knowing full well that with these plugs, his competitor, who had a shorter distance to cover, would easily win the race. But he handed over those spark plugs to him anyway, because that is what gentlemen do. The result was as expected. His competitor won. He was the youngest Indian pilot of the time, a dashing 17-year-old. His name was Aspi Marwan Engineer, an extremely skilled and talented airman who went on to become a decorated Indian Air Force officer, rising through the ranks, becoming Air Vice Marshal and eventually Independent India's second Chief of Air Staff. And the gentleman contestant who came in second? You know his name, a 25-year-old J.R.D. Tata.